Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Client Education Webinar Series. My name is Sarah Rose Stack. I'm the Director of Internet Sales and Training. And welcome to our education series for business owners. So, this series is dedicated not only to just teaching you how to use our solution, but also dedicated to teaching you how to apply the technology in real life. Because let's face it, learning how to use the back end of any system is not really in anybody's best interest or at the top of their priority unless it can result in increased sales or decreased expenses or increased customer satisfaction or better business streamlining practices, right? And so that is the purpose of this series. I do want to take a second, though, and direct you guys to a new online learning center that we've launched. And this is something that is constantly growing. This is not something that is ever going to necessarily be complete. However, I did want to let you guys know what's going on. So if you go to maWebCenters.com and you go to the very top right-hand corner, you click on Help, and you scroll down to Online Learning Center, you'll see that you'll be directed to a whole series of videos. So these videos are all just technology based. So it's not going to teach you application, for example, like this webinar series is going to do. But if you're looking for some quick tutorial videos, then choose a category and then go ahead and click play. So right here, you have a playlist. The one that automatically loads first is all about new features, and this is under the category of website management. So you got page editor, responsive, page titles and properties, menu bars, calendar managers, add to page, and group permissions, all kinds of great stuff, right? If you need help with e-commerce, click on the e-commerce category. And again, click on the drop down and you'll see all of the different short tutorial videos about the various, things around e-commerce that you might need some help with. Now, what's cool about this is if you're a visual learner or you want to be able to rewind and go back and replay something, you can do this at your own time. Now, of course, as with all of our clients, you do have unlimited access to technical support. So this is not meant to be used instead of tech support. You're more than welcome to talk with our support staff at any time for as long as you need to. But for those of you that like tutorial videos or prefer to learn this way, we went ahead and created a number of short tutorial videos that teach you how to use our technology. So that is live. Again, if you go to maWebCenters.com, you click on the top here, you scroll down to Online Learning Center, and you can access the various different playlists that are there. And the playlist categories exist around website management, e-commerce, CRM, or the customer relationship management system that you get with your account, and managing your account as a whole. So I wanted to let you guys know about that new thing that we just launched. Actually, we haven't even announced it yet, but you're the first to hear about it. So let's get started without further ado. So tonight's session and this actual entire series is more dedicated to the application of the technology. So for example, it's not just learning how to create a coupon code using our e-commerce system, but rather learning how to create a coupon code and then ways to get people to use the coupon code. So we like to really focus on marketing strategies that are working now. And so one of the most popular ways to build your brand, your business, or your organization right now is through customer reviews. And so that's exactly what we're going to be focusing in on tonight. So we're going to talk about, the impact that customer reviews have on buying decisions of your customers or your viewers of your website. And then right after that, we'll go ahead and go through 5 very simple things that you can do to increase the amount of reviews that you collect and share so that you can impact buying decisions in a positive way. So there are 5 very simple things that everybody is capable of doing, and it's something you can get right into action with right away. You don't have to wait. It's not going to require a lot of technical skills or really any, for that matter, at all. And with a website, with MA Web Centers, you have all of the tools necessary to do this successfully. So as we go through the different tips, the 5 different tips for building your business through customer reviews, I'm also going to show you the different parts of our technology that you can leverage to go ahead and implement that tip. Or if there are outside tools or websites or resources that you might want to leverage as well, we'll cover those. So, again, the purpose of tonight is to teach you application, which means it's going to go way beyond just technology, way beyond just the tools. We're not here to sell you anything. I'm here to show you how you can take what you already have and maximize the system that you have access to. All right. So, the first thing to understand is the impact, right? And we're going to go through some statistics in just a minute. But what we have to understand is that at its core, online reviews are word of mouth advertising. And so, think about that. If you ask any traditional business owner or organization how they, market themselves or how do they promote their business, a lot of people, especially within the past decade, would say, "Oh, word of mouth advertising is how we get it out. We actually don't do a lot of advertising. We're all word of mouth, and we rely on referrals from our very loyal customer base, and that's what we do." Well, one-to-one marketing or word of mouth marketing is the same thing as an online review. The only difference is online reviews is word of mouth marketing on steroids, right? So when somebody reviews your company on your website or on a review website, then what they're doing is they're either endorsing your company or they're saying they didn't have the best experience. And that online review is more valued than whatever it is that you're going to say about your own business, because people care about what other people say about your business more than they care about what you say about your business. And just think about yourself as a consumer when you're out there researching products or services. You always want to know what other people are saying about your service, your product, right? And so you read customer reviews, and a lot of times that sways your own buying decision. And it just boils down to people trust what other people say about the product more than they trust what you say about yourself. And so it's important to understand the impact, because I think a lot of businesses are really actually late to the game on this, or they think that this is not relevant. But in fact, it's probably one of the most powerful ways to market your business today. If you can understand how to really, really increase the amount of online reviews that you had, and what that increase would do to your business, you would do anything to make sure that you did it. We look at social media as sort of like a cherry on top. It's an optional level of digital marketing. It's something that's cool, it's good to interact, but it's not the top of your priority. But in some ways, that social media marketing is just as important, if not more important, than your actual website, because it's getting your name out there, and it gives people a way to not only interact with you, but share all about you with their friends, their family, their network, so that it can increase the amount of possibilities or network that are exposed to your business, right? And so it's important to understand how viral what word of mouth marketing becomes when you include this element of online, right? This element of online review sites or social media, um, or even your own website reviews. Now that word of mouth marketing is just amplified, right? Rather than someone, just sitting down and having a conversation with their neighbor and talking about what a great job, XYZ landscaping did on their business. When they say that online, not only does the neighbor see it, but so does everybody else in that community. And so you're endorsing that community. That online review is like as if somebody were to show up at a football game with a megaphone and share that word of mouth endorsement. It's a really big deal. And it can work completely in your favor, or it can work against you. And there's a couple of rules that you want to keep in mind, and we will go through those so that you can actually, leverage this in the best way possible. But the first thing is to understand that online reviews, customer reviews, social media marketing, being visible on online review sites, this is not something that should be something in the back of your mind. This should absolutely be a top priority for your company or your organization, so that you increase your online reputation. And when you do that, you build rapport through other people's testimonials about your business or your service or your products or your organization. Now you have the ability to do even more business. So take a look at a couple of reviews. 88% of consumers read online reviews to determine the quality of a local business. Now, I can tell you from experience that this is definitely not something to be taken lightly. Whenever I travel into a new place, a new area, and I travel often, but whenever I travel, if I'm going to try out a new restaurant or an excursion or just anything, I'm always reading online reviews because I want to make sure that if I only have limited time, if I'm going to spend that time somewhere specific, that I'm spending it in a good place. Now, if the same thing is true for making big dollar or big ticket purchases, right? So we just recently redid our kitchen. And while we were deciding which kitchen company to go with, everybody had great websites. A lot of people had portfolios. They all had a lot of great things to say about themselves. But the one thing that I was most interested in after doing my research on what each company was capable of was what were other people saying about that kitchen company's work. Were they happy with the workers? Did they finish on time? Were people happy with the end result? Did they work within the budget or did they go over budget? These are all of the behind the scenes things that I wanted to know before I chose which kitchen company I was going to go with. And so in addition to researching that company's website and finding out exactly what they, were claiming to be capable of, I also took it a step further and wanted to read reviews so that I could make sure that customers of theirs felt that they came through on their word. And as a result, I chose to go with a specific company, and I can tell you that they did exactly what their online review said. They were really great. They finished on time. They were very close to budget. The only reason they went over budget is because I asked them to. And they did an excellent job. And I made that really big decision, not just based on their website, but also based on customer reviews. I'm no different than any other consumer out there. And, that statistic, if you can think of yourself, especially when you've purchased something online, think about when you've tried to purchase a new appliance or anything online. You're always reading the customer reviews to see what are people saying about that product or what are people saying about that service-based business. Now, 85% of people said that they read up to 10 reviews. So, if a lot of, that's a really big number. 85% of people are reading up to 10 reviews before making a decision to either purchase a product or go with your company if you're service-based. 72% said that positive reviews make them trust a local business more. Now, that's a big deal. Because, what that's doing is it's building rapport with your potential customers for you on your behalf. And it's doing work that you don't have to do. Basically, you're leveraging the power of reviews, the power of that third-party testimonial to build rapport and build and establish trust for you on your behalf. And so, again, if you're not sure if having good online reviews can make an impact of your business, take a look at this. 72% of people said that it was the one thing that made them trust a local business. 88% said that they trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. And so I just go ahead and I just want to reiterate to you that we said, earlier that online reviews are really the equivalent of word of mouth advertising. And so it hasn't just been a statement or just a theory. This isn't just something that we think is true. The fact is 88% of people said that they trust an online review as much as a personal recommendation. That's a big deal. So that means that they're saying an online review is just as trustworthy as word of mouth advertising. And so, most businesses, the lion's share of their marketing is based around word of mouth advertising, which means that the lion's share of your focus digitally needs to be on online reviews, making sure that you have good ones to share, making sure that you have good ones that are visible for people to read so that they can make the educated decisions that they want to make. If you don't have any online reviews or any online customer testimonials to share, unfortunately, other companies that do have these things are probably going to get the business of the people that are viewing your site, because the other people are having that third-party credibility that your website may or may not have yet. So it's a really critical component to marketing, and it seems. And I can tell you for a fact that working with a lot of small business owners and leaders of nonprofit organizations, this is one of those things that people do, but it's not a priority for them, and it needs to be honestly on the top five things that they should be focusing on for their digital marketing strategy. Has to be online reviews and customer testimonials, because as you can see on the screen right now, it plays a major role in the decisions that buyers and potential members will make about your business or organization. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to walk you through our top 5 tips for building your brand or your organization through customer reviews. Now, as we go through each tip, I'm going to tell you, what the tip is and how to implement it. And if there are some examples, we're going to share some examples as well. So the first tip is to ask for the review. Sounds silly, but you have to ask for it. Now, when I say ask for the review, I don't mean that you have to be pushy and only ask for positive reviews, which can be a little bit funny. I just bought I didn't buy a new car, I leased a new car. And when I was leasing that new car, the company kept bothering me for a review. And the thing is that the experience was actually really great. And getting those email reminders, at first I was like, why are they still asking me? And I'm like, well, I haven't left one yet. And then I finally remembered, wow, I really need to leave a good review. Here's something for you to keep in mind. A lot of people will not take the time to leave a positive review unless it was way over the top, exceeding their expectations. However, most people are most motivated to leave reviews when they've had a poor experience or a subpar experience, right? And so what does that mean for you? Well, what it means for you is you have to be somewhat proactive in asking or presenting an easy way, at least, for your customers or clients to leave reviews. Just understand that a lot of people are very busy, and unless they've had a really bad experience and they're feeling really motivated to leave a negative review, they probably won't. And so you want to make sure that your website is not only just conducive and easy to leave a review, but that you're also proactively asking for reviews, because that's how you're going to generate more positive reviews. And you're going to need that. You want to have as many positive reviews as possible. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is the front end website of an actual maWebCenters client. And when you click on this product, one of the things that you can read is the different reviews. Let me go back. There we go. The different reviews. And when you click on that, it also prompts the viewer to go ahead and write their own review. You're reviewing Pandora, One World, Health Clear, CZ, Bead Charm, etc., etc., etc. So what's really nice about this system is that it allows the person to leave a nickname, a summary or a title for the review, and then their actual review. And what's cool about asking people to leave a nickname is that people feel more comfortable doing that when it's not tied to their Facebook account or to their actual email address or to something that can be traced back to them. They feel more motivated to leave one because they don't have to worry about that. Their anonymity is protected, right? So your e-commerce solution should prompt buyers to leave reviews on every single product as they're viewing them and then also as they purchase them. Our e-commerce solution actually comes with this technology built in, so you don't even have to set it up. If you are building an online store with maWebCenters, the ability for customers and viewers to review products of yours is just built in. There's nothing to think about. It just is there because we know how important it is for viewers to read customer reviews. So we don't want this to be necessarily something that you have to work or figure out to set up. It's already built in. There's nothing to learn. Now, if you're a service-based business, one of the things that you should do is have a spot on your website that asks for feedback or testimonials. And so what you're seeing here is a screenshot from one of our premium layouts for a service-based business. And on the Contact Us page on the left-hand side, you see it's really easy. You click on that, and then you've got your email address, your phone number, and your address. And then on the right-hand side is a basic form. We welcome your feedback. Feel free to fill out the form below and share your experience. And then all it asks for is a name, email, phone, and comments. Now, you can customize this form. You can have it, do a similar thing to what the e-commerce form did and ask only for a nickname and a title and a review. You can do any of those things. Now, the reason that the reason we ask for a name and an email is in case you can, want to actually contact that person, and if they have a bad review, you can respond back. But, there's also some other great things that I recommend that you ask for as well. One thing that could work really well is just the first name. Don't worry about the last name. Just ask for the first name, and then people will feel just as comfortable as if all you ask for is a nickname. And then instead of email and phone, another thing you would ask for is, the town and the state. Now, one of the reasons I recommend that you do that is because that can not only generate more online reviews because you're not asking for specific contact information like an email and a phone number, but it also gives you the ability to generate online customer testimonials that have cities and states attached to them, which increases the SEO value of your website in those specific areas. So if you do business in, for example, Springfield, Massachusetts, and you generate 20 customer reviews from people that live in Springfield, Massachusetts, and then you create a customer testimonials page, and it's 20 different reviews that say, Laura said, loved this company, Springfield, Massachusetts. Teresa said, this company did a great job, showed up on time and fair price, Springfield, Massachusetts. And every time you add that state and that city in, it tells the search engines that, this is a great company to recommend for that industry in that area. So it can just also increase your SEO value as well. So it's very critical that you not only have a page like this, which solicits feedback and customer testimonials, but also to have one that showcases customer testimonials, because again, first of all, people want to read those, and second of all, if you can include the town and the state, it can help you with SEO purposes or search engine optimization purposes as well. Now, in both e-commerce and service-based businesses, you also want to email your customers directly and invite them to leave feedback. You can either use our email marketing solution and include a form embedded right in the email, let people fill it out right away, or you can send the email and link off to a page like the one you're seeing right here on the screen. But either way, just keep in mind, people are busy. People mostly are are motivated to leave reviews when they haven't had a good experience. And so what happens is you lose out on all of those really great experiences because people just aren't, they don't think twice about it. So if you can solicit the feedback and they haven't left a review yet, chances are they'll give you a good one. Second tip is not to delete negative reviews. So here's the thing. When you delete a negative review, it can send the complete wrong message, because most people will read that negative review, especially if it's on social media. They'll see that negative review, and then they'll see that it's gone missing, and then they're going to start to think, wow, what else are they deleting? So it can work completely against you when you delete negative reviews. People trust reviews more when they see some medium or negative reviews slightly mixed in with all of the positive reviews, because they know at that point that this isn't you haven't done some robot effort to just generate a ton of positive reviews to give yourself some falsified positive online reputation. when they see that your reviews are mixed, and weighing obviously more heavily on the positive end, they know that these are trustworthy reviews, that they're likely real reviews, and they're reviews that they can actually lean on to make a decision. If all they see is positive reviews, it causes concern about censorship. Even if it's just one that you deleted, it can completely damage your reputation. So, I want to give you a couple of strategies here. The best strategy, in this situation, when you see a negative review come in, is to solicit more positive feedback. Because if you have negative one negative and 30 positive, then a potential customer visiting that page is going to come there and see, okay, well, this one person was an anomaly, or something weird happened with that one person. But if you see a review like this, one star, one 4 star, and 35-star reviews out of 32, you can rest assured that this is a really great company to do business with. Right now, what you're seeing on the screen right now is actually a Facebook review. So a lot of times when you think of online review sites, you think of companies like Yelp or Angie's List or OpenTable, and they're all excellent online review sites. We're actually going to talk about those in a minute. But Facebook also has a really great reviewing system as well. So businesses should have business Facebook pages, and on them, customers or visitors of that page have the option to leave a review, give you a star rating, and actually write up a little review. So if you see that you have one negative one come in, solicit your loyal customer base to go ahead and say, hey, would you just mind giving us an online review? Don't tell them what to review you with. People don't like that. But just tell them, hey, please, when you get a chance, please log on to Facebook and give us a review. And now, if you're soliciting this from your loyal customer base, then obviously the majority of them are going to give you excellent reviews. But again, I highly advise you to just solicit them to give you a review, not to, hey, log on to Facebook and give us 5 stars, right? Now, one other thing that you can do is you can actually respond to a negative review and offer to help. So this person must have actually, it looks like they probably accidentally hit the 1 star and probably didn't even mean to give this person a 1 star rating, but they gave a 1 star rating. So this is the person that is responsible for this one star rating. Now, instead of just deleting the 1 star or deleting the comment, the business owner actually responded with, I noticed your 1 star review of our studio, so I just wanted to touch base with you about your experience here. As a small business, we depend so much on word of mouth and our client satisfaction. Every review and opinion counts. I don't believe you've taken class here, but if I'm mistaken and you have and had a poor experience, I would so appreciate it if you would let me know so that we can address any issues and keep improving. If you've never been to one of our classes, I invite you to come try one out. We really love what we do, and we truly love the people we get to work with. I'd love to share that with you. All the best, comma, from the business owner's name and a smiley face. Now, this is like, honestly, the best way to respond to something like this. A lot of business owners will see a negative review pop up, and then they'll wig out and they'll say, well, who is this person? And in this particular case, I actually know the business owner. They looked up all of their records and they said, I don't even know this person. They've never taken a class here. So, the knee-jerk reaction would be to delete it or to be aggressive and say, you've never even taken class here. Why would you review us this way? But instead, this person formed a really kind and warm response to this person and said, again, I noticed your review. We really, really value the opinions of our customers and our clients. I don't believe you've taken class here, but if I'm wrong, please let us know if you've had a bad experience. They just handled it so well. And so as a result, this 1 star, which by the way, most people won't even pay attention to because they're so heavily, showing positive reviews. But now that 1 star is negated in a very positive and affirmative way, right? So they very politely said, you're not a customer of ours. And they also said, But if we're wrong, please let us know how we can improve. They did an excellent job. And so, this is a very important thing. Instead of deleting stuff like this, what ends up happening if you handle it professionally and in a kind manner is you end up with a friendly and an honest reputation, which is the goal. Because especially because people will read this and realize that these are real reviews. These are reviews worth, again, trusting. Now, the third tip is to be visible on review sites. So review sites are sites such as Yelp, Google+, Angie's List, Urban Spoon, TripAdvisor, Foursquare, Hotels.com, all of the a bunch of the ones that you're seeing on the screen right now. And so they have a couple of goals. I mean, they don't solely exist to collect and give reviews, but it's a big part of it. They promote specific businesses locally within different regions, but they also a big benefit to these listings type of sites is that they also feature a lot of online reviews. So think of it like this: Yelp or Urban Spoon or Google Plus or Angie's List, if this were 20 years ago, it would be like Yellow Pages, right? When you would go to a Yellow Pages book and you would look up specific industries for different providers around that industry in your area. Now, because it was a print form of marketing 20 years ago, you were limited to just reading phone numbers, contact information, or small ads that were paid for by the business owner. But that's really as far as it went. You basically got an ad, created by the business owner saying whatever they were going to say about their business to you. So what's cool about these online review sites is you not only get the ad from the business owner and the content that the business owner approves, but they actually take it a step further. And they also provide online reviews. Now, these are not replacements for websites. These are like online directories or online listings that have the added benefit of customer reviews. So, while you definitely want to be active and visible on these review sites, these are not the only sites that you want to have. You still need to have your own full-on website as well. So one of the things that we recommend around these online review sites is that you're not only listed on these sites wherever possible, but that you're also monitoring that activity to make sure that you're accurately listed on those sites. And also, and that's a big deal, by the way. A lot of times people will be listed on some of these sites because someone submitted a submission for them on their behalf, and then the phone number or the address or some other piece of information is incorrect. And that actually works against your business, especially if it's something like contact information. So you want to monitor the activity on these sites, not only to make sure that the contact information and information provided is correct, but also to monitor the kinds of reviews that are happening there, so that if you do find that there's a negative review, or like in this example, that you can either solicit more positive feedback, or you can respond to some of the negative feedback and try to be helpful, help solve an issue, or help come up with some sort of a solution so that that person is then inclined to write a positive review after their negative one, or a follow-up review, right? Another great thing to do is to just ask your customers to review you on those platforms, because, again, customers are not necessarily motivated to leave positive feedback, but they're more inclined to leave negative feedback. So you always want to appeal to your client base. And one way to do that is to ask offline. Actually, just came back from my son's gymnastics practice. He's got gym 2 hours a day, and I went to the gym to pick him up, and right on the front door there were two notices. One of them said that they were closed for Memorial Day, and then the second one said, "We're on Yelp, can you help review us?" Now, they didn't have this barcode. All it was a big red call out like this. I think Yelp probably says to advises people to do that, and it was a big printed version of this saying, "Hey, if you take gymnastics here, please head to Yelp and give us a review," because they're trying to build their online reputation on Yelp, because it's a great place to read customer reviews on different businesses, right? So go ahead, put a sign up in your store and ask people to review you on Yelp. Again, when you ask people to review you, it's not fair or okay for you to say, go to Yelp and give us 5 stars, but it is okay to ask people to go to Yelp and give you a review. Invite them to leave their honest feedback. Another thing you can do is teach your staff to ask customers for online reviews and even offer incentives for them. So when someone calls in with a question, if this month you're looking to build up your bank of online reviews on Yelp, just finish the call with, and by the way, if you have a minute, please head to Yelp and just leave an online review for the company. We'd really appreciate that if you could just take a minute of your time to do that. Or if next month it's Angie's List, say, and by the way, we're on Angie's List. If you could just take a minute and run over there and just leave us a little review, that'd be great. Another thing that people do is they offer incentives for reviews. So you could email market to your loyal customer base and just say, hey, if you run to Yelp and give us an online review, you can, please enjoy this coupon code for 5% or 10% off. You can offer incentives for reviews all the time. And the cool thing is you're not just generating false reviews, you're generating real reviews from real people, your real customers, and you're really just incentivizing them to spend their time to do that. You're not paying for the actual review, you're just incentivizing them to take the minute out of their day to go ahead and do that for you. Now, another tip is to use social media to get the message out there. So, you spend all this time generating online reviews and great customer feedback, and you generate this ongoing bank. And so what do you do with that? Now, there's a couple of things that should automatically happen. You should have a page on your website that is specifically dedicated to customer reviews. If you have a commerce-based website or an e-commerce website, then your product should have reviews. Again, our technology has that functionality automatically built in, so you don't have to set anything up. It will automatically ask your customers for reviews on products. Now, if you're submitting and monitoring activity on different online review sites, then there's that, right? So what's another thing that you can do? Well, another thing you can do is just post some of these positive reviews on your social media channels or through email campaigns or in some other fashion. If you've walked into a local coffee shop, a lot of times you'll see that they'll have a barista of the month. And on that barista of the month, they'll share little testimonials or quotes from their customers. This is the highest reviewed barista of the month. On social media, all you can do is another thing you can do is just simply post a quote. Now, we live in a scroll world, so I always recommend that when you do share online testimonials on social media, that you make it very visual. So my favorite app for doing that is WordSwag, WORDSWAG. And it's because it's really easy to do. They have lots of cool backgrounds built in, or you can upload your own background images and then you can just upload your text. Now, what's cool about that is, for example, this is one of the testimonials that we shared on our official maWebCenters page. And it was a testimonial about one of our tech support representatives, Zantanya. And so, the company that reviewed them was Tennis Trainer, and they said Zantanya was a fantastic help. Even did an email follow-up. What a great thing you did. Really went the extra mile with me, from Tennis Trainer. Now, as you noticed, I didn't edit this. I didn't rewrite this to be easier to read. And what I did was I literally copied and pasted this exact customer review from this specific company about our tech support representative, Zantanya. And I put it in a visual format because I wanted more people to read it. If I had just copied and pasted this text onto our Facebook page, we could have had some pretty good results, but I guarantee that we had even better results because it was visual and it was fun to look at. So it's very important that you do not edit customer testimonials. Even if there are spelling or grammatical errors, you should always post testimonials exactly how they were given. People can tell when you have manufactured a testimonial or when you've edited one. And when you start editing things to just make it look a little bit more professional, people won't believe them. So it's an excellent way to spread positive news about your business as long as you're doing it properly, which means you're literally sharing exact customer feedback. Never edit customer testimonials or feedback when you're sharing them as publicity, because if you do that, it will work against you. Whereas if you do exactly what you're seeing here and you just share it exactly how it was given, now you're actually creating rapport and building and establishing trust instead. So, a quick review. Online reviews helps buyers to make decisions, right? People make their buying decisions based on what other people say about your company. It's one-to-one marketing. It's word of mouth marketing, but it's just online, which means it's not only word of mouth marketing, which is the most powerful form of marketing, but it's even more. It's amplified. It's an amplified version of word of mouth marketing. When you share and have a way to make your customer reviews visible, those customer reviews do the selling of your product and service for you. It does the work for you. It closes the deal. And it gives you a solid reputation, which a lot of people, you have to admit, people are more educated as consumers today than they have ever been. And your reputation online and as a company is critical. And so if you've got great reviews and great feedback, then you know that you're going to be able to engage and interact with more potential clients. Now, again, just to recap, the top 5 things that you want to do to increase the amount of online reviews and amplify that message are: number 1, ask for the reviews, right? Whether you're talking about your e-commerce solution or a page on your website or sending out emails, ask for them. Again, don't ask them for a specific kind of review. Just ask them to take a minute of their time to give you the review. Number 2, do not delete negative reviews ever. Instead, respond to them in a positive way, like the example that we shared tonight. And also another great tactic is to solicit more positive feedback so that you're heavy on the positive and the negative or the mediocre reviews are just kind of sprinkled here and there. Number 3, be visible on review sites like Yelp and OpenTable and Hotels.com, etc., right? Depending on what your industry is. And not only be visible on those review sites, but also monitor the activity on those review sites so that you can make sure you're maintaining a positive online reputation. Number 4, ask for reviews on online review sites offline, meaning go ahead, print up a flyer and put it up in your store. On the phone calls that you're having with your customer base, ask them to review you online, especially if you know you have a listing on a specific online review site. And number 5, use social media to amplify those customer reviews. Get that word of mouth advertising out there. Leverage that positive feedback so that you can build your reputation, help people make good buying decisions about your company, and increase your credibility online through other customer reviews. So I hope that has been helpful for you guys. I just want to remind you that there are a number of client online resources. We've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We've got a YouTube channel where you can actually access not only this recording, but other recordings from our official client webinar series. You can visit maWebCenters.com and access any of the assets that you're seeing on the screen right now. At the very bottom, we've got a nice little key. You can just click on these things and you'll be there. Got an online newsletter, a blog, we have all kinds of stuff, webinars that which you're already plugging into. And of course, we have 24/7 technical support. So if you are looking to set up a page for online, collecting online testimonials, or a page that talks about your online testimonials, or you have questions about how the testimonials work or the online reviews work in your e-commerce solution, you can call tech support at any time. We're available 24/7, excluding U.S. major holidays, but it is 866-WEB-HELP. And again, if you go to maWebCenters.com, you can actually click on the contact page and you can get easy access, phone numbers, email, chat support, whatever method of communication is preferred for you. Um, and then also, I just want to remind everybody that this is a monthly series. So next month we'll have another series dedicated to another topic, and the topics of the evening are always announced via our social media outlets the day of. So make sure you're engaging with us on social media so that you can get some good marketing tips, and then also be aware of the different topics we'll be covering over webinar. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we look forward to continued business.